Hey everybody, I'm going to be talking about a common deviation which occurs with the overhead squat. So the deviation I was assigned was a excessive forward trunk lean. So for this I was thinking of starting to look at the most distal joint, which would be in contact with the ground, and kind of working from the ground up. So I decided to attack a lack of dorsiflexion in an overhead squat causing excessive forward trunk lean. So when I was thinking about this, if someone was going to squat, we had overhead squat. If they bring their trunk too far forward, because of a lack of dorsiflexion, when the knee is going into flexion, if they can't dorsiflex, they're going to have to artificially kind of make that dorsiflexion happen by bringing that trunk forward and moving that weight more anterior. So the weight is almost up over the toes. So there's a couple ways to attack this. I decided to kind of start with what would be the most simple intervention at first, and then we're obviously going to have to progress to some further options. I know a few like power lifters and other Olympic lifters like that utilize a heel lift for a problem similar to this. I haven't dove into the research exactly on the mechanism for that, but I assume that they're just being put into more plantar flexion with the heel lift to kind of take the dorsiflexion disability out of the equation. But the intervention I decided to go to was a simple dorsiflexion strengthening exercise. So got a little band here. Usually I would do this with another person, but we would just do a simple dorsiflexion strength ability, like so. That would also be in combination with some pushing that knee into flexion or knee into extension while you're doing it. Also a combination of pushing your hip into extension. That would really make sure that we are focusing on that dorsiflexion and not having any correlated movements such as knee flexion to sort of help get dorsiflexion without actually increasing dorsiflexion at the specific ankle joint. So we really want to make sure that knee is extended, that hip is extended to specifically target the knee extension, or the ankle dorsiflexion, sorry. So I think the takeaway of this is to look at the ankle when the forward trunk lean occurs, really making sure we have that functional ankle strength. And I assume with if a person had this deviation, we're going to advance further into functional activities and weight bearing, increasing dorsiflexion, and we're going to have a full gamut of plantar flexor stretching to also increase that dorsiflexion. Always important to assess why that lack of dorsiflexion. Is it just strength? Is it plantar flexor tightness? Is it joint restriction? So that will come out in strength testing and goniometry as well. But yeah, I think the big take home is that you see a forward trunk lean, start at the ankle and see if maybe they can't get that dorsiflexion. Their weight's going too far anterior, and to artificially make that dorsiflexion, they are going to be trunk leaning. So that's what I decided to go with in strengthening that tibialis anterior. Thanks.